is Dwight Benjamin. I'm the Area 3 Resolution Specialist under the Associate Superintendent for high schools. I have worked with, I've been in the educational field for 29 years now, 25, 26 of which have been with Prince George's County Schools. My background basically have been mostly technology and got into education several years ago with the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. I have worked in Prince George's County in the Office of Constituent Services, responded to constituent concerns and doing conflict management, Department of Family Community Engagement, where I have worked with faith-based organizations, creating partnerships with faith organizations. And I've attended a few different schools at Howard University, Trinity College, Bowie State University, and also certified as a conflict dynamic profile for a couple levels of conflict management through the Mediation Training Institute at Eckerd College. So enough about me. Just want to welcome you all to today's webinar. During these unprecedented times against the backdrop of COVID-19 and racial violence, action, justice, as well as navigating the school system has become quite a challenge for us. So my colleagues and I, we are developing a series of webinars to address the challenges of the moment, offering actionable insights that parents can use today. The intent is to equip you with strategies and ideas that will help you to advocate for your children's academic success. These webinars will create opportunities for transforming best practices and common standards for supporting students across the system. In today's session, we will explore ways of addressing expressed concerns, identifying school system protocol, monitoring the progress of your child, who to contact for various resources and opportunities, how to escalate a concern when the school is not responding, and finally, what opportunities are available for increased engagement, participation, and collaboration. So let me take a moment to introduce our presenters for today. Today, we have with us Kalisa Finney, who's the Area 1 Resolution Specialist. She's worked with Prince George's County Schools for a few years, and she's been around a bit. She's quite decorated in the sense that she's educated with vast skills and created, community and school-based programs for infants throughout college. She have a degree in psychology from the Townsend University and a master's degree in education from Johns Hopkins University. Ms. Finney is also certified in workplace and conflict resolution by the Mediation Training Institute, and she also is a trainer and regional consultant for Kids at Hope, a national initiative to create cultures where all children succeed. We have also Dr. Edward Newsom. Dr. Newsom is the Area 2 Resolution Specialist under the Associate Superintendent for middle schools. His experiences are very vast as well. He has served as a superintendent, assistant superintendent, chief educational administrator, director of school performance. He also has been a principal on every level, elementary, middle, and high school. He also served as the ombudsman and coordinator of graduate programs. He also has instructed students at the undergraduate and graduate and doctoral levels in education leadership at Bowie State University, Trinity University, Washington, D.C., and at Morgan State University. Dr. Newsom also, he's the author and publisher of a transformational book called Flight to Excellence, Guaranteeing Success for All Students in the 21st Century. We also have with us today Dr. Sheila Jackson. Dr. Jackson is director of the Family and School Partnership under the Chief of Schools Leadership and Support. Dr. Jackson, she's been with the Prince George's system since 1987. She was hired as a parent facilitator of the Comer School Development Program, which is a school reform initiative based out of Yale University since '97. Dr. Jackson also has served as director and supervisor of various departments and offices within Prince George's County Schools. She's won several different awards. She's been recognized in many capacities. Dr. Jackson, she's received rewards in as the Prince Georgian of the Year, Ethics Project, Andrew Young Award, just to name a few. She also serves as an adjunct professor for McDaniel College. She holds a bachelor's from the University of Virginia in biology, has a master's from McDaniel also, and curriculum instruction and supervision, and she's certified by the Maryland State Department of Education. So we want to thank all of our guest speakers today, and we will begin with Kalisa Finney. She will guide you through some various areas of in our system, and each speaker, when they conclude, they will introduce the next speaker. So without any further ado, Kalisa, you want to go ahead and take over there?
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good day, everyone. I'm very happy to be here to help our parents, especially, to understand how to navigate Prince George's County Public Schools, one of the largest districts in the state of Maryland. And it can be so confusing sometimes. So we're hoping to simplify some of this information so that you can find what you need whenever you need it. I want to start with a document on our website that you can easily access from the Prince George's County Public Schools website, your area office website, whether you're elementary, middle, or high school, or from your school's website. And that document is called A Guide to Addressing Questions and Concerns. This document was developed so that parents can easily find types of concerns by office. On the left-hand side of that document, you'll see a list of offices that are primarily where parents have concerns. And then as you go across that document, you'll see steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, which gives you an idea as to where you want to start if you have a concern, starting with step 1. If you look at any one of those links or any one of those words or descriptions that are blue, they are actual links to an office. In step 1, that's the first line of defense, the first place that you would go if you have a concern. And in the case, for example, for academic concerns, you want to make sure that you start with your classroom teacher. And then if you're not satisfied with the answer, you have other administrators in the school, which would be step 2. And then if you need to understand more about curriculum instruction, you can go right to that curriculum instruction website because it's blue. You can click on that. Let's go down and click on one area that we know is of concern to lots of parents, especially with the hybrid learning and what transportation, is there going to be transportation? We'll go to the very bottom of this chart and click on the Office of Student Records Transfer. I'm sorry, we'll look at transfers, not transportation. We'll look at transfers because we do have parents who have interest in how do you transfer. So if we open up that first link, click on that blue box, it will open right to the website for the Office of Student Records, Transfers, and Archival Services. Right there. Click on that box. The blue blocks on the step 1. There you go, right there. It will go directly to that website. That is where you'll find a lot of the answers that you need if you have concerns about student transfers. It welcomes you, and then each one of those areas has more blue letters and boxes if you have questions. So you see the mission there, you see the transfer request there, you see how to request a student record, and any resources that you might need. And of course, one of the most important pieces is your contact information if there's a phone number that you want to call someone to get some answers as well. We'll come out of that, go back to the guide, and go all the way to the top. And if you're just not sure where to go, on the second type of concern, you see the actual title, Concerns and Policies and Procedures. And if you take your cursor to the third step, you can come to the offices of the elementary, middle, and high school area resolution specialists, and you can just create your own concern. If you're not sure who to ask, we can help you. And you just need to open up that box by clicking on Create a Concern. And it will open right into a document, not log in, but create a concern. There you go. Click on that box. And it's taking a little second to upload here. When you open this box, it will give you a form that you will complete that includes your student's name. If you'd like to give us additional information, you can, but your student's name and your name will allow us to be able to find more information about you directly through SchoolMax. And you'll complete at least those fields that have a red star. Those are required fields before you can actually submit your concern. So in here we have the student's name, the parent's name, and you click and let us know, are you a parent or are you a relative? We supply or provide information to parents, and if others are requesting information about a student, we consult with the parent first, because we want to make sure that the parent is really aware of how the concerns are being addressed on behalf of their student. After you complete who this is requested by, then you'll select a language if you need a language assistance. Once you select yes, it will give you a drop down for multiple languages you can choose from. If you select no, and you are required to select one or the other, then it will give you the next box, which is an opportunity for you to select what your concern is most related to according to this list. So we have multiple possibilities here. Once you select one of those, then you can tell us some more. We'll just select a concern there. It's populated. And now you tell us about that bullying that's going on for your child in school. So you might describe, for example, Dwight is continuing to bother my daughter. I want him moved to another place, or maybe my daughter to another class. So give us a description, a brief description of your concern, and then tell us what you think should occur. It may not always be the resolution that you suggest, but it gives us some idea of what you think should happen. And then we can work with you with the appropriate staff to come to a satisfactory resolution. You can skip those next two boxes, but if you have a picture of Dwight pulling your daughter's hair, or if you have an email that was sent because he was trying to get her to contact him, or if you have an IEP that shows that your daughter needs some additional support, you can attach using the link where you see attachment, and you can attach up to 4 documents there. Once you click on that box for attachment, you'll see that you can choose a file from something that you've saved, and it will come directly to this form. After you complete that, you may not have any attachments, and that's okay too. You go to the bottom right-hand side, you'll see a blue box that says submit. And once that's submitted, don't click that at this moment. Once you submit that box, it comes live to the area resolution specialist at the level that your child is in school, enrolled in school. So if it's an elementary school that you chose, it will come to me. If it's a middle school concern, it will go to Dr. Newsom. If it's a high school concern, it will go to Dwight Benjamin. Once you submit that concern, and we'll cancel out right now, you will get an email if you said that you had an email address and you put your email in there that lets you know that your concern has been submitted. We'll come out of this and go back to that slide, to navigating all the way to the right. There you go. And to the next slide. Just to summarize, resolving your concerns involves your participation first, starting at the lowest level. So if it's a school concern, speak with your teacher or an administrator and go to the principal if you have not been able to get a resolution from the teacher or from the counselor or other administrator. That person at the school is overseeing all staff and evaluates all staff, and they should be able to help you resolve your concern. If you're not satisfied with that resolution, then you can go to that guide, as I just shared with you how to navigate that guide, and pick the next level step, which might be the area office. If you submit your concerns to the area office, one of us will be the one who helps to facilitate that concern. And Dr. Newsom is going to tell you more about how we actually facilitate those concerns. But it is always in cooperation with the principal, with the instructional director, if that is necessary, and always in compliance with the Prince George's County Public Schools policies and procedures and state law. So Dr. Newsom, maybe you could tell our parents a little more about how the Area Resolution Services operates. Thanks.
Hello, I'd like to welcome you again to our webinar. When you contact an area resolution specialist, we can assure you that you will receive superior customer service. We would like for every constituent, parent, or guardian who contacts us to be confident that their concerns are being responded to and recorded in an efficient and effective manner. And you see what our purposes are is to improve customer service and to inform and support schools and parents through our collaborative partners. Once you submit a concern, as Ms. Finney has gone into a lot of detail to discuss, you will receive an immediate, in your email, a tracking number that notifies you that your concern has been assigned to a specific person. Typically, it's the principal of your child's school. That information is inserted into our data tracking system, which tracks the progress of your concern from the initial submitting of that concern to the conclusion and the resolution. We also use that data to analyze, to determine if there is a systemic concern by a number of same types of concerns. And we use that to determine if another level of support is needed from a systemic level. Ms. Finney mentioned bullying, for an example. If there's an increase of bullying in a particular school or particular series of school, we're able to look at that data and to determine if the school system needs to provide some support through our office that is through student services or any other department that can help with schools, teachers, students, and the like. Once you receive that information, the data tracking system also is able to archive the information for you, and you're able to use that. We're able to use that information and backtrack. So if a problem has been continuing for your child, we're able to see when it was initiated and all the times that you have had to look for assistance in that area. Another important feature for parents to consider when navigating the school system is a very robust Prince George's County Public Schools website. And so today I'd like to bring your attention to some of the key features that will assist you in navigating the system. And so the purpose of navigating the system, of course, is to make sure that your children and your family is receiving the kind of supports based upon information and connections to offices that can partner with you to resolve your concerns. As you look at the top bar, you will see 5 indicators. One of the important indicators is the calendar. When you click on that icon, it immediately moves you to the calendar of events. You're able to download a calendar for the year, in addition to being able to determine which day you're, especially in the secondary schools, especially uh, information that you like to know about which day is it, instructional day, is it an A day or a B day? Uh, any pertinent information about special education, holidays, days off, teacher planning days, early dismissals. This information is available to you through the calendar. And there you see a 2021 school calendar that has important days and events for you um, to observe. Most notable for you now is you watching this webinar. If you are interested in finding about when spring break is, you just scroll to down to spring break, and then you'll see when the schools and offices are closed. Next on the bar, you will note for parents, the parent bar. That's an important icon to click on because the information on this parent uh, icon is endless. You get information about distance learning resources, and there you see the tabs and the boxes that you can click on that may interest you. You going down and scrolling down that page, you'll see information about elementary schools, everything about from early programs to grading and reporting to the kind of assessments that are being given to your children. You'll see elementary, middle, and at the end, you will see high schools. As we scroll down to the bottom of that page, you'll get a chance to get information about the career and technical programs, but the general resources, information about enrollment and registration, homework tips for parents. And this is parents really like this feature about because parents, are always wondering how they can assist their children with the homework. And so you see the tips, how teaching and learning impacts the way we do homework, setting up a homework station, which is not difficult to do for your younger children and your older children. So this is a primary feature, and parents really, really appreciate this feature about the homework. All right. We will return to the bar. Okay, we'll scroll back. Okay, now we won't click on all of the icons under the blue bar, but just for your information, if you wanted more information about Prince George's County Public Schools, if you click on that bar, matter of fact, I think we will click on that bar and scroll down that page. You will see our wonderful CEO, Dr. Golson. And this is a very appropriate page because you will see her with students and our staff, and that you can see through our vision and our mission and core values that Dr. Golson, all of her decisions are always about the best interests of children and their families. Scrolling down, if you want to learn a little bit more about important information in the offices, you can scrolling down, you will see that you can contact different offices on the one uh, uh, bar. We won't go through that at this time. We'll let you do that in your own time, but offices. And then there's a school directory. If you want information about how to contact your children, you might have one child or several children. When you click on that, you will get a complete list of the schools. We won't click on this, but all the way on the right side, you're able to click on the website, and then you can get information about the school, phone number, principal's name. You'll be able to see which programs are in that school. And this is particularly helpful to parents who have students currently in schools But when you're thinking about enrolling your children in a specialty program, a lottery program, this gives you an opportunity to click on that website to get a little bit more specific information about the school. Returning to the bar, the last, well, two last features I like to bring your attention to is the school board. When you click on the board, you will see photos of the board members. On that page, information about how to register or sign up to speak at a board meeting. Should you like to let the board know a specific concern or support that you have for a program or a request that you have to support the system at large, you can do that. But you're also able to look at this page and get information about past board meetings, the agenda at board meetings, and you actually can video stream one of the meetings that you have particular interest in. And so the board keeps a archive of meetings, and you're able to, if you missed a board meeting and you like to go back and see what was going on a specific topic, you're able to do that. You also have contact information about your board member. You see their email contact. You also see the telephone numbers for board members. And as you can see, Dr. Juanita Miller is the chair of our board at this time. And we will turn back to our main menu. And we won't click at this point in time, but the newsroom has some great information for parents about current events and positive information that's going on about the school system. Keeps you as a parent or constituent very informed about what's going on. The last icon is the contact us. And again, this is another place that you can find the guide to addressing questions and concerns, a directory of schools and offices, a site directory. You find the organization of the school system at the very bottom of the page, as on many of the pages. It gives you information about contacts, and then you see a repeat of the information that you can go back to for later. So in conclusion of my portion, we want you to really understand that Prince George's County Public Schools wants parent participation. We want parent engagement. We know that educating children is a group effort from both our internal and external partners. And if you would speak another language or like to see the webpage in another language, all the way at the top to the right, you will see the language icon. When you click on that language icon, you select the language that you are interested in, those significant languages, and you're able to click on that, and then this web page transfers into that language. The specific languages that you see in this particular box are as such that these are the major languages of the 150 languages spoken in by children and parents in Prince George's County. These are when you have over 1,000 families speaking a language, you'll see this. However, if you need interpreting services or parent for parents or constituents or families, you can go back out and you'll be able in the search bar to put the Department of Interpretation and Services. And if you need those services, you'll be able to reach out to that office and they can assist you in parent conferences, meetings. They're available at PTA meetings, and you can make sure that you're understood, you're heard, and you can feel that you are supported. So I'd like to thank you for listening to my portion of the webinar. And now I would like to transfer the baton to Dr. Sheila Jackson. Dr. Jackson, please unmute. Dr. Jackson, please unmute.
Good morning. Is that better? Can you hear me? Thank you.
Yes, we can hear
I
you now.
am. Thank you. I guess I'm too excited. I can't even unmute myself. But I am delighted to be here as the director of our Department of Family and School Partnerships. We truly work hand in hand, side by side, with our area resolution specialists to make sure that we are meeting the needs of all families in Prince George's County Public Schools. So I want to just briefly talk about what we do in support of the work of this wonderful team. So as a department, we're small, but we serve all 208 schools in Prince George's County. The small staff of 3 specialists and a wonderful secretary. Each of those 3 specialists, not only do they serve the entire department and the entire school district, but they have specific focus areas that help us dig deeper in supporting our families. For instance, April Shannon's focus area, on top of everything else, is making sure that every school has a parent leadership organization, whether it's a PTA or PTO. That is her focus area. Mr. Neftali Ortiz helps us really examine the issue of diversity. So he works very closely with our Office of Interpreting and Translation, with our equity officer, and with our Board of Education, just to make sure that we are very aware of our cultural proficiency and that we're making sure that every family is communicated with well and represented well. Winsome Falvey is our specialist who focuses on alumni engagement. We are just fortunate in Prince George's County that so many of our alumni come back, and many of our teachers are alumni of the school system. But then we have those famous people who come back and contribute to Prince George's County as well. They join me in making sure that we meet the goals of our department. And there are 2 very broad goals that have been established by our CEO. One is to really make sure that we intentionally increase parent and family in interest and engagement, making sure that we're culturally proficient so that we can address and reach out to and embrace all of the families that are engaged in our system. And the other focus is just, again, as I share with April Shannon, just making sure that a parent leadership organization is organized, created within every school. That is actually one of our CEO's accountability measures. So our department works very diligently to help her with that. Also engaged in our work, helping us to get this work done, are a wonderful cadre of individuals called Parent Engagement Assistants. Right now in our district, 75 schools have one of these dedicated staff, and there are 76 of them altogether. But they are dedicated to that particular school to which they are assigned, whether they're selected by the principal or appointed by the CEO, to really look at how do we help this particular community really bring to life its goals for engaging families so that we can increase student achievement and their psychosocial development. And so we work very closely with them with monthly meetings and trainings, and we go out to their schools to support them in their work with their principals as well and with their families. We also have a major initiative that has been born out of our department. We call the Family Institute, and some districts call it Parent University or Family Academy. In our county, the Family Institute is an opportunity for us as school system staff to really focus on what we call building dual capacity. We build capacity of families to be partners. We also build capacity of educators to understand how to best engage families. And so if you click on that live link, the PGCPS Family Institute, you'll see that there are opportunities here to engage all families. The workshops that we provide we start in July of every year and we go to the end of June every year. And making sure that we have a long list of sessions that we offer based upon input we've gotten from parents about what their needs are. And we've organized them under 4 strands that people can sign up to come to. They're an hour and a half long every Thursday night, sometimes twice a week. But we're excited because the first strand is about parent empowerment. And we work with families to understand their role, their critical role as our children's first teachers, as advocates for their children, as the people who are having the opportunity to make what we call data-driven decisions about what's good for their kids. Strand 2 is about helping parents understand our curriculum and instruction. So that's an academic focus. We talk about 21st century learning there. So if parents have questions about the new math or the STEM initiatives that we have those experts in our school system come and talk directly with parents about ways that they can help their children be successful, or if they want programs that are developed and run in those communities, how to make that happen. Strand 3 is about making sure that we pay attention to health and wellness. And so we've had a number of sessions this year during COVID-19 about keeping your children safe, keeping your children healthy, keeping yourself healthy. We've had opportunities for parents to do some self-care and work with our school system to make sure that our staff also have that same type of experience to make sure that they're strengthened. And finally, the 4th strand, we call PGCPS Connect, is about helping all of our educators take classes about how to effectively engage parents. So the Family Institute is a big project for us, and you can actually get into any of our sessions by clicking on that live link where it says register by Eventbrite, and our whole calendar of workshops will come up and people can register there. So the Family Institute is one of those transformative initiatives that we have in place. We also just want to talk about something that's really current right now for us. If you go back, you'll see that we are working as a department to really help spearhead the work for distance learning for supporting parents. So since last August, out of the wisdom of our CEO, we have developed a distance learning hotline and 9 Board of Education regional parent support centers. The distance learning hotline ended on February 26th, but while it was open, it addressed a myriad of issues from 9 to 5 on Monday, from Monday through Friday, making sure that we could help parents in real time. They called in, we were able to maybe reset passwords, maybe help them write help desk tickets, help them get new computers, whatever they needed. The parent support centers continue to operate Monday and Wednesday, and you parents make appointments by clicking on the link from the homepage about distance learning centers. And if you scroll down, parents can set their own appointments, and that's what they've been doing. They book an appointment. If they have an email, it automatically will alert them that you have an appointment at this time on this date, and it gives them directions and guidelines for how to be successful on their appointment. For instance, if a computer needs to be repaired, please bring the computer, bring the charger, so that we can assess what is needed. And so we actually have IT staff there. We have curriculum instruction staff there. Our specialists are there because sometimes parents just need to talk to somebody. As Mr. Benjamin said, this is unprecedented times that we're in. People are stressed, they're afraid, and they want their children to be successful. And so our distance learning supports have been established, and we've managed and keep those going to support our families. Lastly, I just want to share that, again, one of the, major issues for this CEO is making sure that parents are empowered to speak up for themselves. And so the parent leadership organizations that are established in our school system, no matter what they're called, PTA, PTO, some schools call them advisory councils, We want to make sure that every school is organized in a way to secure parent voice. Let parents be heard. Let them give us their input in the decisions that we're making. And so what Dr. Golson wants us to do is establish those, but then give them opportunities to interact with our executive staff. So we have quarterly conversations between parent leaders and any members of the executive staff that they ask us to invite. And then we also reach out to those parent leaders to get their input on no matter what we're doing. Right now, as we get ready to open in hybrid learning, we have had several parents on the planning committees in the county to make sure that parent voice is mirrored in all of our decisions. So it's my pleasure to work in this area. As Mr. Benjamin said, I think my entire life in Prince George's County has had something to do with family engagement, and just excited to be able to work with our area resolution specialists. So I will turn it back to Mr. Benjamin, and thank you all.
So thank you all so much, Kalisa and Dr. Newsome and Dr. Jackson. Want to thank you all so much for your excellent presentations, and quite a bit of information has been communicated with our families and for our other external stakeholders and whatnot as well. So as it was mentioned during the presentation, if you have any expressed concerns that are not resolved at the school levels, certainly if it's an elementary concern, there's a specific email address here, which is the elementary school resolution, which is esresolution@pgcps.org. Or you can certainly feel free to contact the office directly at the 301-952-6583 number. If there's a middle school concern, then you can send that to the middle school resolution specialist at msresolution@pgcps.org, or you may call the office directly at 301-952-6584. And if you have a high school concern, and you can submit that to the hsresolution@pgcps.org, or you may call our office directly as well at 301-952-6585. And if there's something that is related to the Parent Institute, Family Institute, or anything that you may be interested in to get more information about how you can engage as a parent, feel free to contact Dr. Jackson's office, a family school partnership at 301-618-7356, or you may email that office at pgcps.family@pgcps.org. Also, as we wrap up, there's some other interesting information that you can, interesting ways that you can stay connected with the system in the event that there's some unexpected interrupts in the educational process, whether or not it's a school closing because there's some incident that has taken place, or whether or not the weather is, it's not permitting us to have classes and whatnot. You can sign up for the email and text notifications. And you would just go to this website here, as you saw, click on that link there, and you can sign up for the email or SMS text messages and get the message directly to your phone. And anytime something occurs that may impact, instruction or the operation of our school system, you will get those emails and or SMS messages as well. Another way that you can stay in contact with what we're doing in the system is by way of Facebook. Many people use social media today, and you can click on this Facebook link. Of course, we're behind the firewall, so I can't really show you that right now, but certainly you can, from your device, you can click on this link and it will take you to the PGCPS Facebook account. For all those who like tweeting out there, you can also, if you have a Twitter account, you can stay in touch with the system and find out what are current information and things that are being communicated back and forth in the system by going to the Twitter account for PGCPS. And, this is a highly used feature in our system where, as you can see from the video here, CEO, Dr. Golson, as you can see also how the maintenance crew is sanitizing the buildings. I think that's good information. We're trying to keep families abreast and how we are managing during these times with this pandemic and some of the measures that we're taking in terms of keeping our facilities sanitized so that we can all be cognizant of our health. So we just want to take this time and thank you for joining us for this particular webinar on navigating Prince George's County schools. We have other upcoming webinars certainly that you may be interested in terms of looking at some of the grades and attendance, showing the importance of that, as well as some other things in terms of what some of the graduates need to be concerned about and in the meeting the Maryland State requirements. So just stay tuned and be on the lookout for the other upcoming webinars that we have in front of us. So just want to thank you again and give our presenters opportunity to give their closing remarks. If they have any closing remarks, certainly you can take this opportunity to do that.
I would just like to thank everyone again for joining us today. Your presence says that you believe as we do that we're all in this together. So thank you for joining us. And we look forward to one day being able to see you in person as we continue this work.
Absolutely. So thank you all again. You all were fabulous and just want to thank you. And we just look forward to the future webinars. So thank you so much. You all have a fabulous day or evening and whatever way that you are and time period that you are reviewing this webinar. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.